Prime race programme at Happy Valley on a Wednesday night. The feature is the Longines Cup. We're on the C+3 course as well. It's a very competitive night action. A very warm welcome to Racing to Win. I'm Angela Jean, joined in the studio by our form analyst Paul Lally and race caller Brett Davis as well. And Brett, there is a fair bit of quality about that programme this week.
There is, and there's an extra race as well. 9 races on the card, as you've touched on, Andrew. C+3 position. And, of course, Longines night there at the Valley. And I was out doing some exercise yesterday evening, and the Longines clock has been established there just next to the winning post. And, of course, this is the traditional entree towards Longines Selection Night and then, obviously, Longines International Jockeys Night.
Absolutely, yeah. The entry's closed this week. To go along with that, Paul, we've got some nice jackpots in the big exotics.
Yeah, there's money everywhere. 4.8 million in the triple trio and 2.4 million in the 6-up win bonus. So some really good jackpots here. It was pretty hard last week.
Yeah, how to get amongst it, Paul, that's the question.
Yeah, there was some pretty big dividends last weekend, and and also last Wednesday. So both meetings have been a little bit tricky.
I think we had to wait to the last race, didn't we, for the... Was he the only favourite of the night, High Rev, to win?
It was, yeah.
Yeah,
it was.
Absolutely
Yeah.
bolted.
Your best bet, Andrew.
He was. Yeah, $1.70.
You love $1.70.
Yeah. Right, there's a few odds-on shots on the weekend.
I think you might be backing up again,
well,
actually.
I may well be. Let's look back on the action at Sha Tin with our racing review. It was Oriental Watch Sha Tin Trophy Day on the weekend. The Premier Bowl was the second of the Group 2s, but it was Beauty Generation trying to extend his winning streak to 11, but as they swung into the straight, Brett, he was already under a bit of pressure.
He was, no doubt about that, and out of his comfort zone, I think it's fair to say. We all spoke about the weight that he had to carry and the weight that he had to give away, and obviously second up over the mile, but he got locked down on the fence behind the leader instead of rolling at his natural tempo. And in the end, he just didn't have the turn of acceleration. Rise High and Waikuku did, and they paired off to fight it out in the end. Yeah,
it was a good finish between those two. And Rise High, I remember Casper saying he's always thought this horse will get to the top. And look, he was a nice win. Now, he did do it with all that weight relief, so it'll be interesting to see what happens once they get to set weights. Second up for Beauty Generation, there's always that second up itis after a track record first up. So I wouldn't worry too much. I think he'll bounce back.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think, yeah, if he gets the race run to suit, we know, sometimes horses need things in the comfort zone, and he definitely, you could see coming to the corner, he was pulling, he wanted to get going then, but he couldn't. So that's probably in the end, as I said, the weight and the turn of foot that he lacked probably got him beat, but that's racing.
All right, we'll have a full review of the race, and Graham Cunningham will break the sectionals down as well on Hong Kong Direct on Friday, if you want to tune into that. But these were the winners. Rise High got 3. Golden 60, a big winner as well, got 10 for that. And Seasons of Bloom and a last stride victory in the Premier Bowl got 5.
Yeah, and Golden 60 was super, wasn't he? Just that terrific turn of acceleration. Emerald Spur, another win for him too. He got 7, so another good performance from him.
He's come right this season, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He won those 2 in a row, so it's good to see him go on it with Golden 60. What will they do with him with that 10-point rise? Be interesting.
Obviously a 4-year-old series at some stage, but yeah, hats off to Vincent Ho too. We know he had a great season last time. He worked hard in the off-season, and he just continues to get better and better in the saddle.
Yeah, he certainly does. And mentioned High Rev before. He got 10 last Wednesday night as well for his win in the last. All right, moving forward as far as the suspensions are concerned. Oh, we've got horses to follow, of course. First, I forgot all about that. Let's see if we can find you some winners going forward. All right, better make this worthwhile then, Paul. What have we got?
I went with the horse that I did tip on the day with London Hall. He was slow out of the gates. He went wide. Vincent Ho actually circled the field. And about here, I thought he was going to run into it. He just came to the end of it. But he still finished a really nice 6, I thought. He wasn't too far away from the winner. This is fresh up, over 1,600. He has won over 1,800 before. So once he gets up to 1,800, 2,000, I don't think a win's too far away. But here he was entitled to drop right out. As you can see, he kept running on and hit the line really strongly, I thought. So I thought it was a good run from him.
All right, Such a Happiness winning there. What have you got for us, Brett?
Happy victory over the straight 1,000. He's done very little, this guy from the Benno Yung Yard. He's a 5-year-old by a striker on a rating of 64, but you can see him out in the middle there. I thought he stuck on reasonably well. Now, what they're going to do with him, I'm not sure. You can see Classic Unicorn, the favourite, capitulates, and he finishes alongside of him, basically, in the less, I would have said, advantageous part of the track in the middle. So Just going to keep my eye on him.
All right, yeah, classic unicorn. I'll go back to the trials. Very disappointing from him. The last race for me, there's one horse highlighted, Columbus County, but you can put an arrow on the other one as well in the white cap, sort of just in behind the leaders there in the Hulk. Both of them out of New Zealand, both of them trained by Casper Founds, both of them heading towards the 4-year-old series. Just look at the way Columbus County hits the line here. Came back with some cuts to his stifle as well. It lashed out in the gate, so hopefully it doesn't set him back too far. These are two really nice horses. Golden 60 is the winner. You think he's second up for the season, what record he's got already, and you just see the way those two have hit the line. They were both group performers in New Zealand as well.
Spirits will bear.
Spirit will bear, and the other one was Sword in Stone.
Yeah.
That was Columbus County, so there you go. They'll be hopefully heading towards the bigger races as well. Now back to the suspensions. Chad Schofield, Bullish Glory, got 2 days, and Alfred Chan had a good weekend, Alfred, with a couple of winners, but picked up 2 days on Heavenly Thought.
They were from Happy Valley.
Yes, last week, yeah. All right, that brings us up to date then as far as everything's concerned, as we start to look ahead now to Happy Valley. And there's 2 horses scratched here. Merry Go Win out of race number 7, replaced by Surrealism, Regan Bayliss, and Sunny Boy out of the last. Chad Schofield would have been riding him, now jumps aboard Speed Vision, who is the promoted starter. So, 9 races on the C+3 course for our 13th meeting of the season, and we kick things off with the Class 5, the Glory Star Handicap. These races named after the class record holders. So, a Glory Star, the 1650 Class 5 record holder here, calling the shots, drops into Class 5 for the first time. Joy of Giving, his wins have come at 1,800 metres plus. Lid line against the blinkers back on. Chad Schofield, he's behind Megatron last time out. Lucky Shiny Day coming out race as well. He finished 4th. Let's come back from barrier 11, but may well roll forward, as possibly Sunny Major might. Mutual Joy, a 3-time course and distance winner, and down to Rockage, who's 0 from 15. He comes up in trip. Matthew Chadwick from barrier 7. Calling the shots, Doctor's Delight, Let's Come Back, and Mutual Joy are the horses that have spent some time up at Chung Fun last month.
Yeah, first of 2 Class 5s. It says slow, but that is subject to debate. It's subject to debate. It's a hard sort of speed map to sort of work out. There's not a lot of noted front runners, so there might be 2, 3, 4 that potentially try and take the option to roll for because of that factor. Sunny Major might be up there. Mutual Joy calling the shots too. Maybe Let's Come Back as well. Tricky one, this one.
Calling the shots has been downgraded. He'll be 3rd run back this season as well. And I thought it wasn't a bad run last time. He dropped out in the end, but he had a really tough run. But he's bounced back and he moves nicely here in the mornings. Little Island, another really well-rated horse at the moment. The blinkers will go back on him, so I thought I'd highlight those blinkers going on him. Just if you do like this horse, Manfred Mann and Chad Schofield, there was nothing wrong with his track work here in the morning. And Quite Strong Brothers is a horse that generally does work quite well. The cross noseband will come off him, so there's a little bit of a gear change. He's only a 2-time winner from his 33 starts, but generally he works better than he races.
Right, OK, so we can turn it round on Wednesday. Let's start off with Lucky Shiny Day, Wonderful Tiger, Little Island and Sunny Major, going back towards the start of September.
Yeah, well, Lucky Shiny Day ran 4th here. He's still a maiden. I've been guilty of tipping him a few times. I think Wonderful Tiger gets a better opportunity from a nicer barrier coming back onto the turf. Little Island had his chance last start, I thought, from a low gate, but he looked fair. And who's the other one? Sunny Major. He's been up there, Sunny Major, and then just weakened out, but he could give a bit of cheek again. Yeah,
well, I just wonder what they'll do with the Lucky Shiny Day, because he does go better, I think, if they ride him quiet, Definitely. Doesn't he? And he comes down the outside. So from barrier 8, I think he'll get back. He's run 2nd in Class 4 before that horse, so still a maiden, though.
All right, Doctor's Delight isn't, just has the 1 win against his name. Came at Chartin last season, over the mile. He was behind Mr. Monty last time out.
He was, and after this win, he got really keen in the lead or up on the speed and faded right out. But this was a reasonable effort. If you look at Mr. Monty and Le Panache, they're quite sort of honest gallopers, I think it's fair to say, in this grade. Le Panache has gone close a couple of times already. Mr. Monty, obviously a winner already this season. So I'm going to give Doctor's Delight a chance here. From barrier 3, Derek Lung's the man to have won on him before. He
should get a nice run. He's not the biggest horse around. He's only a little chap, but he's from barrier 3. He should be able to slot in there.
All right, they've had a recent run. Virtus Star, though, is first up since June. Lyle Hewitson ride for David Hall. Here is at the trials.
Yes, another one with a big question mark alongside of his name. What to do with a guy like this? There's so many in this race that you could put a big question mark alongside of, and What they're going to do on race night, I'm not sure. That's why they're in this class.
Yeah, I thought his best run was back at Sharton when he did run a nice fifth on a sort of roomier track over 1800. So fresh up over 1650 here. I've swerved him on this one.
All right. Can I tempt you with 2.2 about the 20 start maiden Lucky Shiny Day?
Funny enough, I have got him on top. But, I didn't expect 2.2. I thought we might get a better price than that. Interesting to see what he does start. Wouldn't be homing in at 2.2, but he's on top, calling the shots. He's the horse that's been downgraded. He'll get a nice run from barrier number 4 as well. Now, Mutual Joy's an interesting runner because he's won a 49 before. He's now down to a rating of 27. He's put on 33 pounds. But I think he looks good for that weight increase, so we'll give him a chance. And the last one there is The Joy of Giving. His better runs are over longer, but he has run well fresh before. In 1650, I think he can run into it. 5-1, 10-2.
Yeah, I have been a big fan in the past of Lucky Shiny Day, and he's definitely a chance in this, but I'm going to go without him at that type of price. He could still well win it. I'll go with Doctor's Delight off the good draw, calling the shots off a good draw, dropping class. Sunny Major, I think he's been up there. He might stick on a little bit better. He, of course, was one of those horses in that wet slop at the Sharton dirt track last start. And Mutual Joy, he gets up to 1650, second up for Paul O'Sullivan. He's gone back to Chunfar, won another trial. Grant van Niekerk's in pretty good form too after a big day on the weekend. I want to throw him in. Kwaichung Brothers has had soft palate laser surgery. There's a few others. The Joy of Giving had some restricted action issues at the end of last season. That's a typical Class 5, isn't it?
All right, I've got the same queue as you, Brett, the 3 and the 1, and a couple of Paul's numbers as well, the 5 and the 2 thrown in as well. But that's how we start Class 5 over the 1650.